dude. What's the matter with you?
Me? Oh, nothing, man. I'm kind of stuck on something.
Well, as long as it doesn't ruin the broadcast. You know we're doing the big motorsports edition today.
The thing is, that's exactly the problem here.
It is?
Yeah, dude. I mean, look at all these series of all these different manufacturers. They're all so separate.
I don't get it.
Okay, what if there was a way to combine it all? What if there was some loser out there who would put all of it together so we could determine who the best manufacturer across all motorsports was? I don't know. I just wish we had some... I heard you were looking for a way to measure all manufacturers across motorsports? Who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
Get in here. What? Get your open shirt.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
How the fuck did you find this place? This is underground.
Get out! What is wrong with you? How did you get? Fair question. Now, do you want it or not?
Well...
No, don't! Well then hereby, I'm introducing the Global Manufacturers Cup. Let's go!
So, what is the Global Manufacturers Cup? Well, let me introduce this insane project I've been working on for the past sleepless nights. The premise is simple. We take some of the biggest motorsports in the world, as well as some smaller ones for a certain region representation, and combine them all into one massive league to see which car manufacturer is truly the best at racing. Now, to explain this a little bit further, we're going to chop it up into parts. Our first and arguably most important part is the series that are actually part of this endeavor. To get the obvious picks out of the way, Formula 1, WEC, the NASCAR Cup Series, WRC and IMSA are all part of this because, well, if they weren't, people would riot. The Supercars Championship is also a part of this, both as a representative of Oceania and because the series is more popular than its viewership would suggest, due to Australia being in an impossible time zone for everyone. IGTC, GT World Challenge Europe and DTM make up a strong GT3 core, with every manufacturer being part of at least one of the series. Formula E, maybe the most controversial inclusion, has enough differences between cars or powertrains to be included and also adds a unique spin for being a major FIA series. The Asian Le Mans series is one of two major Asian representatives, and with the hypercar class coming to that series, it's an obvious addition. Stock Car Pro, also known as Stock Car Brazil, is arguably the most baffling inclusion on my part, and it's mainly here for the South American representation. It's the only series from over there with a full English Wikipedia page for the current season. BTCC is arguably the world's biggest touring car series, and I had to get that discipline in here somewhere. Super GT is the biggest Asian representative, and with the GT500 field obviously has a lot of uniqueness to offer. And finally, ELMS ended off as one final true endurance series inclusion. One name you might miss is IndyCar, which is unfortunately too much of a spec series to allow in, even compared to something like FE. I'm sorry Indy fans, I love it too, but it's not eligible. So, in all these series, how does one score points? I didn't just want to go with an already existing motorsports point system, and there's obviously some balancing that needs to be done. Winning against 2 manufacturers should probably not count as high as beating 9 of them. With that, the point system I came to is as follows. Every series has its manufacturers counted and points are handed out based on that. Let's take the NASCAR Cup Series as an easy example. They only have 3 manufacturers, Toyota, Chevrolet and Ford. That means that the winning manufacturer wins 3 points. The manufacturer after that gets 2, and the manufacturer in last gets a single point. Applying that principle to a bigger series like Formula 1 means 7 points for the winner, 6 for second, etc.
7? But there's 11 teams in Formula 1.
I hear you shout from across the room, and yes, you're correct, but that's an interesting quirk of the Global Manufacturers Cup. It only counts manufacturers. This is very loosely defined, as any car brand that sells road cars, no sales requirement or anything needed. So, if a Red Bull were to win a race with a McLaren in second and a Ferrari in third, McLaren would receive the full 7 points and Ferrari 6. The results are counted as if the Red Bull is not there. It's about the highest finishing manufacturer. Another hurdle is multi-class racing, which I love but is relatively tough to score. I landed on the solution that every single class is its own branch and has its own points. Now, I will freely admit, this might lead to some minor balancing issues. For instance, IMSA has 3 eligible classes: GTP, GTD Pro and GTD, each of which is quite full. That means that if a manufacturer had a car in each class, they could get a shit ton of points for one race. Luckily, that's unlikely to happen. However, overall, I would say it still balances out due to the relatively low amounts of races in IMSA and WEC, compared to NASCAR and Supercars, which hand out 3 points per event, but do have over 30 races each. This does mean that these manufacturers hopefully stay in the fight. I must note that I only take the 2026 calendar year of racing into account, which unfortunately does mean that the Formula E and Asian Le Mans Series schedules are chopped in half, but this is just something we're gonna have to deal with because I'm not retroactively counting 2025 races or waiting until 2027 to end this. Now, as is normal in motorsports, some manufacturers only compete in one eligible series. Acura, for instance, only has an IMSA GTP entry. They are quite good at running IMSA races, of course, but they're only gonna get points for that single series. This means that I can quite confidently say they won't be champions this year, and as much as I love Acura, this is on purpose. The entire thing is designed to find the best manufacturer across motorsports, not the best IMSA team. You're gonna need to be in a multitude of series to qualify for that title anyways. One final thing. Every series weighs equally. You don't get bonus points or bias for winning a race watched by more people on TV. Everyone gets the assigned points and none more. Only points paying events are included, sorry NASCAR, and that's about all. I have to admit, I was a bit late with this whole idea and the season has technically already started. The first race of the 2026 Global Manufacturers Cup happened January 10th with the Formula E race in Mexico. The final race will be December 13th with a Stock Car Pro race at Interlagos. What's that? You want to hear the manufacturers that will be competing? Well, I mean, if you say so. Acura, Alpine, Aston Martin, Audi, BMW, Cadillac, Chevrolet, Citroën, Cupra, DS, Ferrari, Ford, Genesis, Honda, Hyundai, Jaguar, Lamborghini, Lexus, Mahindra, McLaren, Mercedes, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Peugeot, Porsche, Subaru, and Toyota. Fair. Happy? Good. Anyways, with all that said, how can you follow this experiment? Well, the most in-depth way of following the Global Manufacturers Cup will be Twitter, with a special profile linked in the description. It has a more detailed introduction already and is fully dedicated to this series. If that's not your style, I'll aim to provide regular updates on my YouTube community page as well, which should have its first post with the standings after the FE race up right about now. At the end of the year, or more realistically around 2027, I'll also upload one big video looking back at the experiment, the champion, and how I felt it went, so stay tuned for that. For now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're still here, thank you for watching, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video, subscribe to see more videos like this, and press the video on screen if you want to see a video YouTube personally chose for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.